Okay.
Welcome to the morning of JC Woodworking. This is how most of our mornings start out, with me being on time. and
That doesn't happen ever.
Sometimes. That's Uncle Dan, Mark, and Dano. And this is the start to our morning. And it's very cold outside. And here at JC Woodworking, we have a motto that when it's cold, lots of hugs.
And we like to dance. Come on, Mark, show me your moves.
Now we're off to the staging area. We're off to the staging area, which is where we process the wood. We'll take siding off of a barn. We'll bring in big beams and denail them and clean them up. And that's where we're going right now. We were there earlier, but we didn't have any batteries for the camera. So here we go. Woohoo!
Where the magic happens.
We're good. This is where the magic happens. Guys, how excited do we get when we pull nails?
Oh yeah.
Just excited.
Very excited, especially when we're blowing away.
And it's very...
Go ahead.
How you doing? My name is Jay Chaikin, and I'm doing what I do most of, which is driving. And I spotted a barn. I don't know exactly what you want to see of me, but I've been driving by this barn, and what I look for is barns that the roofs are kind of going, and then I stop by and I ask the folks what they're doing with it. So here is the barn I've been... Doesn't look like that much, but it's a beautiful little timber frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask the folks, and well, if I make it to the door before they shoot me, we'll be good.
You're back.
How you doing? It's Jay again. We had an important phone call from home.
Turn right.
We have 4 children, and it was an emergency. My 3 boys are just like me, which there's always
Drive
emergencies.
0.2 miles to destination on right.
Our oldest is Tucker, he's 10. Cooper is 9. Mason is 7. And Colby, our baby daughter, is 2. And we named Tucker after the Tucker automobile, Preston Tucker. And we named Cooper after the barrel smiths and the tinsmiths. And we named Mason because my grandfather and my
Arriving
father
at destination on right.
I would say right here.
We're in the Masonic Lodge.
Oh, wow, look at that house.
And here we go. We're at the barn we're supposed to look at. And we have permission to go into this one to look around. What a really neat looking barn this is. I'd rather you see the barn than me. So here we are, and we'll get out and we'll take a look and see what we got.
Okay.
Homeowners don't seem to be answering the door, so we will go look at the barn. I'm walking. Still walking. Now what we have up there is gray siding, which is, we love gray siding. Gray siding right now is, people just love gray siding. We call it silver gray. There's 4 different weather patterns on a barn. It has 4 different sides that are weathered totally different. So a lot of people ask for silver gray, but yet on one barn you'll have dark gray, silver gray. You could have brown. It just depends. This one seems to have a collapse in the back, so what we'll do is we'll start in the back and we'll see what kind of damage is already. Safety. It's all about safety. We're going to walk around the back to see what kind of condition this barn's in. Here we have a different weathering pattern on the barn. This looks like it gets most of the weather, so it's going to be thinner. It has a lot more wear on it.
Okay.
You always hope this is the right place.
Ow.
Now this is where we don't want to see this kind of damage. This is a barn that's probably had a leak in the roof and deteriorated one of the beams, one of the main beams, and basically just the weight of the slate on the roof just collapsed. And that's what's a lot of times the roof will get a hole, and if they're not using the barn, it doesn't make sense to them, you know, to spend $20,000 for a new roof. So they just kind of let it go, and after a period of time, all it takes is just, you know, maybe a little snow load, and then you have a collapse like this. This is a collapse, like I think we have on tape. You can see here, and what we have is a hand-hewn frame, all pegged, mortise and tenon. But if you look over here, you can see where the beams are rotted out. So it had some problems with the roof. Beautiful, beautiful beams. Has like a beautiful tobacco color to it. And what we'll do is, I'll take a look inside and watch slate. There's a scar from a piece of slate that just blew off.
Hang on, I gotta really zoom in on that.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
my gorilla-like arms. My mother burned everything when we were growing up, burnt food, and she said it would put hair on her chest. So if you see me nude, I look like a gorilla. Here, hold that.
Oh my God, what a shame.
It's a shame because this barn is really crisp and really nice looking, and it is a shame. There's a chance that we might be able to rebuild it, but so far it just looks like it might be parts.
Go ahead.
Howdy! Here we are at that barn. We keep getting interrupted because my clan at home is, well, 3 boys and a baby girl. It's rough.
Now I'm taping.
My wife said that you guys are more interested in seeing what I'm like rather than the barn. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Feed bag. Doors. These are just some of the wonderful things you find. That there is a strap hinge. Handmade by who knows. That's the stuff I get crazy about. Like, that's handmade. And that's beautiful. We're going to see what's behind door number 1. Winning lottery ticket. If I won the lottery, I'd still do what I do. I just wouldn't stress over it. What is behind door number 1? Probably some in-law. And this is the granary. We have beer bottles. Glass, some old Formica. For those that are into retro, got some beautiful. Oh, look at that Formica. Almost looks like real stone, doesn't it? I'm kidding.
It's beauty. Oh wow.
We got a drinker. Schmitz. We used to call that something else when we were younger. Sounds like Schmitz. Alright, nothing that exciting behind door number 1. Alright, we're going to go downstairs. See what we have downstairs.
I'm going.
Whoa! It's all about safety. I'm going down to look at that tractor. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Now, the one thing we haven't seen yet today, which is still a little cold, snakes. I don't like snakes. Like Indiana Jones. No snakes. There's a lot of snakes. Always snakes. And here we have an old tractor. Which has been here so long that the actual shed that was covering it is gone, rotted out. Oh, look at that. Made in China.
Here I come.
I don't know if you can see me. That we're in the bottom part of the barn, first floor, ground floor, and usual stuff, rocking chairs, really cool wrought iron bed, and lots of critters. When I come home, I make sure that I bring my wife
Jay.
gifts that I find.
Oh, Jesus. Here, I'm good.
There we go.
Ew, what is that?
Oh, that's one that didn't survive.